Ooh. I know what happened. I wasn't on the end screen. I was alright. It's just Rogue had closed itself, which put it on the end screen because I have the end screen, so if my game crashes, that it will just, get to the right place. Jeez, what was that aim?
Many of them, I was trying to aim at 2 people at once.
Well, focus. Focus on one. Sorry, I accidentally restarted my computer. My bad.
You're running here to help us.
Oh shit.
I should have went with you. I would have been alive.
Move here. We're out of time.
Oh, seriously? C4?
Gotta step it up.
Yeah, my bad. That's all on me.
We need a serious plan.
Yeah, Splash, sorry I lagged out.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I was gone most
I
of
didn't
it,
realize.
most of that first round because I accidentally restarted my computer because I was messing with my drivers for my Xbox controller because it's time to play, Chris.
You're good.
Yeah, because I was messing with my drivers to try to fix my dead zone issue. That's just making everything not want to work.
So I'm gonna flank right.
Watch your step.
Fuck! I hate it when I fire, but the game doesn't register it as a shot.
Yeah, I know.
The most annoying thing ever.
I understand the feeling because I have the same problem when I throw axes when I almost die, when I get really close to death. They'll just not register it as being thrown. Like, it'll hit them and everything. Like, it'll contact them but do no damage.
What do you expect?
Because Steam was doing something weird to my controller, Dead Zone. When I tried setting it up, it wasn't recognizing my joystick as a joystick. It was just recognizing my D-pad as a joystick. So I think that's what's wrong with it. I was not recognizing my full frontal to the side. Because when I push up at a little bit of an angle. And it doesn't think my D-pad should be able to do that. Behind us.
Oh, what an idiot. That guy, I hate that guy.
You know what? I should have made that call out. I should have been like behind this guy. Okay.
I should have made the call out earlier because I heard him walking, but I thought he was above us on the roof.
Yeah. Well, we're still above them in kills. As long as I get at least a 1-on-1 trade, we'll win.
Well, I got 1-to-1. Kill her. You can still pick me up.
How did my
More
grenade
than
not
one.
kill anybody? My grenade launcher, I hit.
The reason why is because there's something called tendency, or it's a perk that reduces the amount of damage explosions do to them. They probably already got it.
I'm so used to. Have you guys ever played Battlefront 2? Or sorry, Battlefront 1?
Battlefront? No, I played Battlefield.
I'm so used to rolling from that game. Like every time there's a game is rolling, no matter what it is, I retain my old muscle memory.
Yeah, that happens. Like when I play Battlefield, I can't snipe in this game because the rifle I used to use in Battlefield 1 was a bolt action, so you had to leave the scope to reload it. So when I use a semi-auto rifle in this game, or any
sniper
rifle,
on fucking side.
when I shoot, I get out of, I leave the scope. Like I'll leave the scope to shoot. Like I'll shoot and then leave the scope to reload, like in Battlefield 1.
Yeah, you'll shoot on scope. Oh yeah, dude, I used to be a scout main. Yeah, the snipers.
The snipers, you know the bolt action ones, the really heavy hitters.
Yeah.
That had the,
Dude, I have so
with
many
no
clips
scope?
of me hitting like headshots across the map.
No
Yeah,
scope,
yeah.
just with no like actual scope. You use iron sights
Yeah.
so you don't get the flash,
I'm not sure about. I think I always use the scope, but yeah.
or like the one-time magnification scope that doesn't give the sniper glare.
Maybe I don't remember. All I remember is
Do you still have Battlefield? Because I would definitely play that with you.
I don't have
love
Battlefield.
that
I had it on my Xbox.
Oh, do you still have your Xbox account? Because you can get it through the Game Pass for like $1 for like 3 months through the Ultimate Game Pass. $1 will get you 3 months of Ultimate Game Pass right now. Because it's on sale.
Bro, let's die.
The special sale.
This guy thinks he's hot shit. I'm so annoyed by him.
And then if you got a pre-built, you can also get the special bundle that comes with it. That so if you've got a pre-built computer, most of
What do you
them
expect?
are programmed from the factory to give you 1 or 2 months free on the Game Pass.
Ooh.
And I can also invite you to the Insiders, and you can get some free Xbox Live that way.
You want more?
Because I'm in the developer program
Enemies spotted.
for PC and Xbox. Because I play DayZ on PC through CloudShare, or the cloud gaming services on Xbox.
That's pretty neat.
And I only play on controllers, so it's not like it needs to have
That's
keyboard
I
support.
hate that, dude.
Enemies spotted. Enemies spotted.
I do not like that guy.
Yeah, that I don't know who this fucking.
He doesn't even take damage. I hit him with like 20 bullets.
It's your desync because you're on Xbox. So you're not your controls are not syncing perfectly. It's just an Xbox thing. It's just a slow processing power thing.
Enemies are running low on reinforcements.
Ooh, God, my
What I want to do is water cool an Xbox One, or cryo cool an Xbox One, to get the maximum possible performance out of the CPU. Or make a virtual.
Have a good CPU.
It does. The new Xbox Series X, it has a Ryzen 5 in it, or Ryzen 7.
I don't. Oh, okay. So it's like equivalent to like i7, I guess.
AMD Ryzen 7.
No. I
So
don't know.
Intel equivalent would be an Intel i9.
Time's up. Good job.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
and
shit,
it has
wait,
a
the Xbox
2060, a 2060 Ti graphics card.
Match point. Let's get it.
Wait, can you take it out of the Xbox and put it into
No.
a PC or no?
No, it's
Okay.
it's soldered
The
directly
DDR is
soldered.
different. Slots are wrong.
It's not so much the slots, but if you could remove the programming, the Xbox programming, and put like Linux on there, but the chips are locked, and nobody's been able to crack the firmware yet for the new Xbox, so the Series X. But with the older Xbox, because we have an original that has cooling issues, it overheats, because I haven't taken it apart to clean out the fans yet. The fans are starting to go in it. So I was just gonna cryo cool it, and they already broke the firmware on the original Gen 1 Xbox.
Enemies have control of the objective.
So I could put Linux on it. They've also stolen the firmware for Xbox, so you can run Xbox on a regular
What do you
PC
expect?
as long as it has the same CPU or a similar CPU as the one that's in the
We've
Xbox
captured the
original,
objective.
which is really good. the equivalent for the Xbox original is an Intel i5 5000 something. It's a dual or quad core. I don't remember. It has a clock speed of 2.6 gigahertz. So it's a really decent, like mid-range gaming computer. It would make a great gaming computer because.
Yeah,
Or
the only thing I'd want to take from it is the GPU because I already have the i9.
Watch your step.
So, but I really would like the GPU out of it.
If you desoldered it, you might be able to steal it, but it would be a lot of work putting in a PCI pin back on it. Like
Like the
putting
Xbox One.
the new Xbox, the $500
Yeah.
one.
How about the Xbox One? What kind
The
of?
Xbox One S has an integrated graphics in the CPU.
Here, wait, guys! Oh shit.
So you could steal the CPU
Reinforcements remaining.
and get the integrated graphics that are really good because it has a TI equivalent is an AMD
Yeah, I don't think I'd wanna
or GTX
downgrade
GTX 1060 or 1060 Super. So 1060 Ti or a 1660 Super equivalent if you're talking in normal computer components, because those are considered special manufactured components that are in Xboxes, all except for the new Xbox One X. Xbox One X now uses just off-the-shelf integrated laptop stuff. Well, not off-the-shelf, but like easily manufactured.
Reinforcements
They're
remaining.
not specialty manufacture anymore, so they can get the manufacturing cost down a lot
Watch your step.
by not using specialty components that have to be made in their
Nice work, team.
own or in-house manufacturing.
Was gonna lose.
They can actually just make it. They can buy them from other manufacturers like OEM.
Let's go. I should do better that round.
Yeah, the funny thing is my friend's still loading in because he's on Xbox. It takes 10 seconds to get back to the gate.
Only a small number of techniques. You still need solutions for all the ways in which your opponents attack you. You need counters, you need escapes, you need pathways from one position to another.
Oh, can I get an invite, Chris?
Options that let you capitalize on opportunities.
Dad.
You need to master
Can I get an invite?
patterns that allow you to grapple efficiently. So the question is this: is it possible to get better at Jiu-Jitsu much?
Yeah, so now Xbox doesn't need its own in-house manufacturing. They can just buy them from OEM.
You picked right up where you left off after being out of the party for like a solid minute.
Yeah, I know. I'm good at that.
You have a very interesting brain. I was about to say, like, during the game, you were able to, like, keep talking and, like, not repeat yourself while playing a game, and I can't do that. It's like one or the other. I can't have a good conversation and play. It's like...
I don't
you
play
fall
very
off.
try-hard, so this is just me playing casually right now. This is casually me
Yeah.
just, roaming around, having fun, talking, holding conversations.
I'm unable to have fun unless I'm, like, getting kills, because if I'm just dying over and over, I can't.
I don't die over and over because I just have so much experience in the game that I know that the enemy is sitting behind the wall 300 foot in front of me. I just know that. It's just something I know.
Yeah, but do you know that Giddy Up is the best emo in the game?
I don't know that.
Ah, your knowledge is limited.
My knowledge is very limited in some points.
Very mortal.
Very mortal. I'm not a god, I'm sorry. I might have a computer brain, but,
Speaking of computers, what would be your opinion on an SSD versus an HDD?
Oh, all the way. Definitely SSD all the way. Unless it's the only thing with SSDs is right now they're really expensive because they use their own specialty, what's it called? The specialty, Specialty chips. The NAND flash is really expensive because it's so new.
Strikeout.
Like the
See,
the 3D NAND flash that's in the SSDs right now is really new.
I guess, but I would. So I have an SSD, right?
I have an M.2,
But-
so I get 3 gigahertz transfer speeds. I get 3 gig
Yeah, that's what I
transfers.
don't get. Why spend extra money for the transfer speeds? I guess I get it would speed up, like your.
The only thing that it helps with, like getting an M.2 versus getting an SSD that runs SATA 3, is that it's only good if you're constantly moving around gigabytes of data. So moving around,
What does that mean?
it's like moving around big files, like big recordings.
Watch that
But so
video.
it doesn't really appeal to like since I'm not ever gonna get into streaming, that wouldn't be something. I mean, I do have an M2, but I didn't really see the benefits, and it wasn't that expensive.
Yeah, my
mean,
mom and
unless
dad bought me this computer last year. I wanted a 1080 Ti. I just wanted a graphics card, and they ended up getting me
Watch and learn.
the whole thing.
I'll show you how it's done.
So my mom and
How
dad
much
and my
was their
sister,
budget? Like, how much do like the entire computer cost?
they paid $960 for it. It's a
My
pre-built.
favorite.
Just about
960.
$960.
What are the specs on it?
It's an i5 10500 unlocked multiplier CPU, and then it has a 1660 Super, an M.2, and a Asus motherboard. A really nice Asus. Not Asus, I mean
No, we did not use
not Asus, Acer motherboard, I believe. Asus. Well, I don't know how you say it. I can say it however I please. I can speak in French if I wish.
I just like being retarded.
I just like being retarded and using the wrong accent.
No, I
We
said-
both threw those over. Me and Glitch both threw
I
our
was so
grenades.
surprised you have the like get like the graphics card for like $900. I was like, yeah, you get that.
960
So
for a
that's, like,
16
pretty
Super.
good for the, it's actually
It wasn't
pretty
marked up. It was at the mid-range of the computer shortages, or the chip shortages. So, and they bought it through the Power, a free builder online, one of the biggest ones that could still order them in bulk and get a good price and not mark it up too much. Because they bought it through Power PCs, Power Build PCs or something like that. One of the biggest distributors for pre-builds on the market right now in the United States. They can do international.
I did have because I
And,
was able to.
and they got it shipped here. So they paid like $100 extra for shipping, I think.
Oh my god.
I need help.
Well, now you have 2 really good players in your queue, so we're gonna get
I'm good.
extremely hard people now. Or extremely good people.
Enemies spotted. Go here.
I don't mind it, but I'm always alone.
Well, group up with, just follow one of us around or just lead. If you lead, I'll follow.
Enemies spotted.
If I'm not dead. There's enemies on your right.
We ran out of time.
Yeah, these guys are very decent.
Oh, there's only 3 of us.
And we lost our buddy. You must have lagged out. Come on, Smoker. Smoke. Come on, camper. Get in the chair with me. Yeah, our friend lagged out.
This
I was talking so complex it crashed his computer.
Right?
His computer couldn't handle it. Yeah, that's kind of funny.
Watch your step. Lethal out. Need help. Enemies spotted.
They're just gonna dust me, I guess.
Enemies have the objective. Get it back.
Oh, I have one viewer, which is my Twitch bot. Or my bot for this.
That person is annoying, dude. With 2 bullets.
Lancer shotgun.
Not yet. Need help. Enemy spotted.
I can see chat now. Got it. Twitch. You can see my Twitch chat now. Or my restream chat, so both chats. I put it on my screen. It's that one at the right. That little box on my screen.
Hello? My
Yeah.
fucking game just went kaput and now I'm back.
Well, I am lagging really bad now for some reason.
Don't you yell.
Yeah, my game's been
My-
crashing
like,
constantly
the entire
on
game shut off.
on Epic. On Epic, my game's been crashing pretty bad.
You're using Epic to have Rogue Company?
Yeah. Well, what do you have it on?
Not Epic.
What's it on?
Steam. Why would you get it on Epic?
It's on Steam?
Yes!
When did they put it on Steam? Because when I played it up for
I
season
got it.
0, it wasn't here on Steam. I looked on Steam and it wasn't there. The only reason I have Epic installed is because of this game.
Not yet.
Okay. I mean,
Lethal
It
out.
works, but it's very glitchy.
yeah, I know. Yeah, get it on Steam, baby.
I'll download it right now on Steam. I'll literally. Oh, I'm last alive. I won't download it right now. Oh, I guess I will.
No, but yeah, I'm really happy with my build. Plus, because I got the i9
Enemies
12,000,
are
whatever
at
the
match
fuck.
point.
Yeah.
I basically future-proofed my build.
Yeah, that's why I wanna switch to Ryzen. I wanna join the Ryzen gang.
This will make a statement.
I don't know
Ryzen,
any
AMD, AMD Ryzen.
Okay, that rings a bell. Yes, I am.
Yeah. So AMD Ryzen, all their generations are compatible. They all use the AM4 slot. So everything from Ryzen 3 to Ryzen 9 is compatible, and they'll all work on the same motherboard as long as you have an updated BIOS. As long as you update the
Oh,
BIOS.
so you can like make the
You can make the CPU literally future-proof for the next like 20 years, or in the next 5 years. They are planning on upgrading eventually to the AM5, but that's the amount of computing power you can fit in the AM5 is humongous. That's what Threadripper's on. The AMD Threadripper is on a server grade socket, and it can run 64 cores, or 60.
Holy
it
shit!
has 64
I just
cores
fucking wiped them.
with 4 threads each, so it can run 228 compute, 228 individual processes.
I'm capturing.
Enemies spotted.
So it can run 238 processes at what's it called? At 4 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz. So it's extremely
I
good.
I do want to mention, looking at the i9, 100% overkill.
Yeah, the CPU I have in here is overkill. I need a better GPU if I want to get any benefits, like from actually upgrading.
How much RAM do you have? I'm sitting at around 64 with 2.
I have
slots,
8.
like- Oh,
I need to
nice.
upgrade.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thanks for mentioning that.
I really need an
said it so
upgrade.
casually. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? 8? Like, that's normal.
Well, at least it's not 4. Like I couldn't even run Windows on
I have
4.
a friend. He got a pre-built computer and it has like a god CPU. He has like a fucking
Lethal out.
70 in there. But it only has 4 gigabytes of RAM, so he thought he needed to use.
He's not able to play any games, basically.
Watch your step.
No, he can. He can run games But he was wondering like, oh, why do they run so bad? I guess I need to get a new GPU. I'm like, no, nigga, just get more RAM and you will be out here balling. I was crazy stumped with that. Like, and I died.
No more reinforcements available.
Yeah.
Like a different build or something, but I'm
It's
so
really like it's really difficult to be honest. Like running like systems unless you're running on Linux. To run systems on like only 1 gig of RAM. Like you can run Linux with 1 gig, surprisingly, and it'll run decent. Oh, he lagged out again. Oh no, the other person left.
Yeah, no.
We've only been playing with 3 this whole time.
Entire round, yeah.
I didn't realize we were at a 3v4
This whole time. This whole game.
this whole game, except for like the first round.
Lethal out. Watch your step.
Oh, they're hunting me. Yep.
They'll love this.
See ya, folks.
Oh, she missed the dog. I got a
It was great. That was great. It was fucked up, but every time somebody chases me with a knife, like it really gets my heart going. Like I feel like I just have to run. You know, my fight or flight kicks in, and it's just run, get to cover, just keep running until eventually I make it.
Here, hold on. I'm gonna restart my Rogue Company because
Okay.
turning off computer while it's running, then turning it back on just to boot back in.
Yeah,
Not
it's
like-
not very good. Yeah.
Yeah, BRB.
Okay. Yeah, he'll be right back. Like in less than 10 seconds, so. I didn't realize Rogue was on Steam, because I wouldn't even have this downloaded. I wouldn't have the engine I'm running this off of downloaded if it wasn't.
Oh.
Like, it's great because you get 2 free games a month,
Yeah.
but, like, it's very bad for running 90% of games.
So now you fixed it?
Now I can fix it by just... Because it's like full loading my processor at 50% and my graphics card at 50%.
Got you.
But if I run the Steam engine, it would run like almost 3 times better.
So you did run it?
It's opening my Steam.
And this is for Twitch?
This is for just running the game. The actual game, like what the game uses. There you go. Let me download Rogue Company on Steam real quick.
Okay, we can do some. What? They're bots. Does Against Bots still use the internet as much?
Well, it doesn't matter. Just running the game uses internet.
Oof.
It'll just take a minute. My friend gets why is Rogue so big on Steam?
It's some smoother. Why?
Yeah, probably. Because it has to download the engine with it. Because it uses the Epic engine still, I think. Or it might use something different, I don't know. Oh, Rogue Company has a playtest? Ooh. I'm gonna request access for that.
Oh, never mind. I thought there was a new skin for Roan, or the girl in the thing. Thank you.
Oh, they already accepted me for the playtest. Wow. Jeez. That was quick. Yeah, it's already downloaded. Rogue Company is, or it was. The prerequisites are downloaded. It'll take, it says 14 minutes, so I guess we can keep playing.
Wanna play again?
Yeah, play again. Because 1 gig's already downloaded. because he gets.
Are you using Ethernet? Are you?
No,
It work?
this is Wi-Fi 6. This is on Wi-Fi 6.
I'm trying to figure out what Wi-Fi 6 is.
It's a Wi-Fi protocol that allows for 1 gigabyte up and 1 gigabyte down for speeds.
Like you have a router and modem capable of Wi-Fi 6, or is that like a
Yeah,
component on
it's
your computer?
it's a router and
Go back.
the component on my computer is
Go to the room.
Wi-Fi 6 so it's a protocol, a way of encoding the
Go to
Wi-Fi.
bed.
So essentially it just allows for really fast connections that you would get on an Ethernet cable, like a Cat 4 or a Cat 5 cable. It's just really
Let me read
advanced.
my gearbox. I want to see if it is Wi-Fi 6. What do you mean about that?
The only thing that it doesn't beat Wi-Fi 6 is it doesn't beat Cat 7 cable or Cat 10. But then again, Cat 10 cable is like $1 per foot, if not more.
$1 per foot? Wait, that doesn't sound like a lot.
That is a lot. In industrial,
$6 for a 6-foot cable?
no, like
I'm sorry,
buying
I'm
it
not
off the
understanding
roll.
it. Hold on.
Like buying it off of a roll and with no cable connectors on the ends.
Oh, you're saying like the cable that actually gets run to your house?
The cable that's in your house, that runs through your house, yes.
Through your house?
Out.
I can see how it would be a lot if they do that stupid shit. The cable,
You have very
but if you have like your
My audio's all fucked up.
Why?
Like I'm losing my Bluetooth. My Bluetooth is gone. I can't hear any sound.
Why? What happened?
I don't know. I don't know what happened. Ooh, that's what happened. I'm dropping 700 frames, 800 frames. 1.5% of my frames are dropping because I'm downloading at so fast speeds. Okay. That's about what I expected.
Okay, I think it's about time I go lay down. I don't know what to do, Dad. I'm exhausted. I'm
To
like,
lay down. I'm exhausted too. This
It-
might be my last game. My eyes can't even.
It's the weather. The weather's just kicking us down.
my bedtime's usually at 11:30.
Oh, what time is it? It's 11.
Let's make this quick.
It's
I
almost
have a business to
midnight.
run.
Jesus.
I went to
And-
bed at midnight yesterday, actually.
Hardly lost track of time today.
I lost track of time really bad.
Okay, well, going to bed. I'll be there in a bit. Okay. There's my Summer's so grumpy.
Hello?
She's so tired of this one. Someone gonna do the
Splash, you there?
So you know what that means?
I don't know what's going on with my audio.
Wait, so it's gonna be one for her.
Hello?
and you?
Splash? Both of our clients are broken right now. Hello, Splash? Yeah, Xfinity's having connection difficulties, I can show it.
Jeez, all 3 of them, 4 of them. We're playing that dude again.
Yep, we'll see a lot of the same people.
A little help?
That guy's an idiot.
Hello? I don't know what's going on.
Max that.
Everything's lagging for me.
Give me up. 5 rounds left. Make them count.
Is that him?
But I don't know how to fucking finish. God, I'm like a
I don't know if that's him or not. I hope it's yours.
Dude, help me out.
That's ridiculous. So much lag.
Ow. We're out of reinforcement. Focus up. Need a hand. A little help? We ran out of time.
I knew I needed to upgrade it, but I didn't think I needed to upgrade this bad.
Let's max that credit card. Give me up.
Lethal out! I need help! Need help!
I'd kill that guy too. Let's go.
Ooh. That's interesting. That's a weird bug. My Steam was running my Rogue Company. Well, Epic Game was running my Rogue Company at the same time. Can you invite me again?
I'm done.
Oh,
Oh, you can play though.
okay.
I'm not going to bed.
Well,
You just-
that was a
my
wash.
eyes are all cross-eyed. What battery is small? Jesus.
Because the only thing I like about PlayStation is that you can use Bluetooth headphones.
And Xbox can't.
Xbox can't. Not directly, at least. Indirectly, yes. What happened to your handle?
It's been missing forever. Bottom. Get over here, Smoke. There's nothing for you.
You do know they make just handles you can buy.
Oh, yeah. I need a whole new fridge.
Why don't you just get a whole new house?
The landlord should be buying us a fridge because that's part of her job, but she doesn't do nothing to this house.
Yeah.
Moses' fridge is broken.
Well, at least it still works for the most part. You got a little water condensate in the bottom, but I've seen worse. Blech.
It's cold out there. I gotta put my guy up for sale on my basketball game.
Okay, I'm gonna go lay down.
Okay. Good night.
Deuces Ortiz. What is that? On your game.
What game? This chat box?
Just loading?
Yeah, just loading.
See what guy sells.
Come in here with me. Okay, good night.
Good night.
Taking me all night to eat this rice.
You're right. It's the longest rice I ever seen last.
Well, that's because I ended up getting caught up in something, and then it's like, oh, well, still gotta eat the rice.
So that guy plays on PC that you were playing with too?
Yeah. Plays on Steam. They must have done that new.
I don't even know what Steam is.
It's kind of like how Xbox has its game store,
Mhm.
but Steam has its own. Yeah, the only reason this game's taking so long to download is because I'm installing it to my extra disk drive.
Oh, not your hard drive?
Yeah, because I have room on my hard drive. But if I deleted the other version of Rogue and installed this one, I would have room. But I would want it on my external anyway, preferably, so I can free up just a little bit of space. Because I'm getting down to the critical point in which the system could possibly run out of disk space if there was an update.
You better delete some stuff.
Well, I tried. I deleted all my videos I had saved. The only thing I didn't get rid of was my music. And I have like 300 songs, so maybe that's what's...
Yeah, that's probably it.
I don't think that folder is that big, but... Oh, yeah. Oh, and it's all like YouTube removed thumbnails, so it all is like high fidelity. Its size is 28 gigabytes. And it has just some songs I like, so it's just like a small batch. And then I have country love songs, which is, there is 15 gigs, 384 different songs. I downloaded an entire playlist, basically, of just the most popular country love songs, or country songs. Because most country songs are about love in some way, to have something to do with love.
On a neon moon.
So you know how there's a trade store on this?
Mm-hmm.
They do this with something called NFTs, and you pay crypto. So they get crypto money. You get crypto for... They raise in prices, just when prices fluctuate. Most of them raise by like 200%. So one of my friends at school he spent $10 on an NFT, and then people got interested in it and raised the price of it by 200%. You know what 200% of $15 is? A lot. You got $60 from $15.
I need to do that.
It's not hard either. You don't need much money to start. Only like $20 in crypto. And you can make your own NFTs also and sell them. So NFTs are just digital properties, basically. They're pictures. They're pictures that you have a key for. So yeah, you can just copy the picture, but you can't say you own it without buying it. It's a big thing going on right now. It's mostly just riding the wave of crypto, but you know.
It's like Bitcoin though?
Bitcoin. It uses Bitcoin and Ethereum. It actually uses Ethereum, which is kind of like Bitcoin. It's just a different type of cryptocurrency.
Got you.
It's a little cheaper. So instead of $36,000 for a Bitcoin, one Ethereum is like $2,000. So the prices, individual prices for Bitcoin is pretty cheap. Or for that type of cryptocurrency is pretty cheap. So you see that link that's in my chat? Can you see that?
Yeah.
That's a link that's malware. When you go to the chat, you go to that link, it infects you with malware cookies.
Jeez.
Yeah. And it steals your IP address at the same time. So they can track you all the way down to your address. It's a bad link. Very bad.
Who gives that?
Everybody. It's just bots. A whole bunch of people are just sending bots out with links that are suspicious links. And YouTube won't do anything about it. There's no way to block messages that look like that. So they're only 6 digits in total. Like they can easily set up a little script that will block any 3-digit with a space and a dot. And another, and 3 more digits. Like it's really easy to block. Like if you made a script to do it. But you can't through YouTube. cheese.
That's how you green the ball.
I don't know if I'll lose all my data when I delete Rogue Company off of my computer, but we will see.
Did it download?
It's installing now.
How much?
It took 26 because it's a lot more better code. Like the code is more complex, so everything runs better. Essentially, because that's the problem I've been having is Epic keeps crashing, the Epic engine. So what actually does the computing for the game?
Yeah.
It just keeps crashing. It's kind of like when Xbox crashes and it says it's non-responsive anymore. That's the same thing happening on my computer. And Steam's much better to run everything because it allows you to sign into anything. So you can sign in from like a whole bunch of different people that just record your data. So like, you know how Xbox has the cloud storage?
Yeah.
A whole bunch of different companies have cloud storage.
keeps doing that to the Georgia Peach theme.
Oh, because I keep loading it and unloading it.
So now it's switching over to your new theme now?
I'm trying to see if I can add my Epic Games account without, because I don't want to have to reset because I'm rank 150.
Oh yeah.
And I haven't spent any money, but I spent a lot of time.
Yeah.
I'll have to look it up.
If
How to change login information for Steam games. How to change login information for Steam games. How to change login information for Steam games.
Who's going to be the better jiu-jitsu player? The person that has trained 10 years and spent 500 hours out of those 10 years doing non-jiu-jitsu, or the person that's trained 10 years and has spent those 500 hours doing jiu-jitsu. 500 hours could be another belt. It could be that you might actually be one belt higher than you otherwise would be. So that's my first problem with the jiu-jitsu warm-up, is that it is inefficient because it robs you of time when you should be drilling technique. There's an old saying in jiu-jitsu, drillers makes killers. You want to be good at jiu-jitsu, you need to drill. At my academy, we spend a full 40 to 45 minutes every class drilling. We don't do a warm-up. I'm going to talk about some fundamental movements. I'm going to talk about break falls. I'm going to talk about other things because those are a different category. Those are not warm-ups. Those are technical things. But at my academy, we don't do a warm-up. Instead, we spend that time drilling jiu-jitsu technique. It means that over the course of weeks, months, years, my students get much more infusion of technique. This is how I run my school. This is how Roy Keane runs his school. I trained directly under him for about 4 years. We never did a warm-up. We spent that time drilling technique. Go to Roy Keane's channel, look at all the belt demonstrations, look at the quality of students that he has been able to produce. Beautiful, technical, fundamentally sound jiu-jitsu. Why? Because it's focused time in the dojo where you are drilling technique and not wasting time with a quote-unquote warm-up when it's not really necessary if the goal is
How come
simply
it's
to
taking
elevate you
long to load?
I don't know. Because I quit it during its like startup. Like I quit the. Let me go to my library, like the actual library, to look at Rogue Company.
is that it is a very poorly designed conditioning workout. Okay? I'm not a strength and conditioning coach. Now, I could be a strength and conditioning coach because I've spent the last 16 years engrossed in physical culture. I've watched thousands of hours of people working out on YouTube, and I've experimented with different modalities. I've tried kettlebells and Olympic lifting. I've tried all this stuff, right? I could probably program people's fitness.
working now?
Well, I'm trying to figure out how to make my account work with Steam. To like share my data from Rogue.
Epic Games.
Yeah, it's not simple.
Oh, I know. That's right.
It's just I don't even know if it does it, let alone if it can.
He gave you, well, that's a better thing to be on, but
It might not be perfect.
Yeah.
I might have to lose. Well, I can connect my. Okay, let me try to connect. Well, I guess I'll try just linking one account, because I can link this easily. So if I go here and go to my settings. Well, I think I just found the way I was actually supposed to link my Xbox account
Oh.
so I could have kept my progress. That was so much progress. I had 4 days on Xbox when I left.
Where you're going to ensure that you're going to have high retention and you're going to have students that want to come to class consistently because it's fun. So that's my biggest reason why I think the warm-up is stupid. Okay? That's my biggest reason why I think the warm-up is stupid. It's not fun. Now, the only exception that I make at my school is we do drill fundamental movements. We don't do them every single class, but we do drill fundamental movements. Fundamental movements are movement patterns that have applicability to jujitsu, hip escapes, bridges, right? All those movements, break fall drills on nights when we're doing judo throws, when we're doing takedowns. We do our break fall drills, forward break falls, rear break falls, side break falls, etc. But here's the thing, we don't do those as a warm-up. We do those because those are techniques that have to be mastered to be good at them. If you're going to be doing judo and you get thrown, you have to learn to configure yourself in the air so that you can land properly. That's a technique. That is a technique. That has nothing to do with a warm-up. It has everything to do with the technique. So I have no problem if you want to run your school such that you're just doing some fundamental movements in every class. I went up to Montana to train with my friend David Conanwet, runs a great school up there, super great. They do some fundamental movements for about 8 minutes at the start of each class. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. 8 minutes of some technically based fundamental movements, no problem at all for me. But again, it's a compressed thing. It's just, a warm-up that has some technical merit. So that's really my opinion on this. If I've ruffled some feathers, then so be it. I have someone that questions authority owed to talent acquired. I don't accept that we should do something simply because this is how it's always been done. Look at the way Olympic athletes are trained today. The modern
There we go. I got it to work. It was a lot more effort than I thought it would be. I've actually, because there's no like in-game setting that I can just change.
So you're still the same, everything's good?
Yep, everything's fine. It's just running on a different engine or a different portal. It's technically called a portal, so it's what opens the game and what like runs in the background.
Yeah.
So instead of Epic, because Epic's great for a lot of things, but not running very complex games.
That's true.
Like it's good for like small games.
so that you can get arm work. A lot of times when we play jiu-jitsu, we tend to have our arms dangling out, and that's when we get into trouble. And so I want to talk about this concept and maybe show a few examples from a variety of positions of what it means to keep your elbows in and your arms tight. So let's do it.
Well, actually, if it thinks that both of these files are exactly the same, I'm just gonna leave it. So if I ever unplug the SSD, if I ever unplug my storage, my external storage device, like, oh, it's fine, it's in there, it's still being used.
Inside control, you have a forearm, you have a rear arm. The forearm, I can always try to intercept. There's Americana. If she swims to this side, I can gather that arm into the other side.
Yeah, because I want to get a YMCA
This arm out of position. Maybe I can swim
YMCA super membership.
arm bar there as well. So,
Chris, I want to get a YMCA membership so I can use the pool, the YMCA anytime.
I'll go with you because I need the pool.
Pool's great for cardio.
Yes.
Get your heart rate going. We can swim the whole length of the pool underwater.
Do you know how to swim good?
Yeah.
Me too.
I'm taking swim classes this upcoming semester because I dropped them
Oh, I'm a good
for
swimmer.
for personal finance. I dropped them.
Like just a cat. When I was a kid, okay, I taught myself how to swim. I was at the swimming pool 24/7. I learned how to swim on my own, right? I used to be able to dive in the water without plugging my nose. I used to be able to swim underwater without plugging my nose.
I can do
But
that.
now that I'm older, I have to plug my nose. Dude, I don't know. If
They
it's
sell
smoky.
clips.
I know, but I don't know why it changed. When I was a kid, I used to be able to.
It's
Dive
mostly
around.
just experience.
I
So just time underwater
I lost
and
it.
getting used to it.
I
So your
must-
body like
So I must have stopped swimming for so long that I lost it.
you lost your muscle
Got you.
memory that prevented the water from going up your nose. Because the way that works is your nasal cavity closes
Yeah.
itself off at the entrance or at the entrance into the mouth.
But
So
I'll
your
dive
entire
in.
nose is full of water, unless you're breathing out.
Yeah.
If you breathe through your nose, then because I'm a
Well,
nose breather.
I have to now. I have to plug my nose. I never used to be able to.
But you'll get that ability back. It just takes time. It just takes muscle memory of forcing. So the way I learned, I relearned because I already knew how to swim. Like I could float.
Yeah.
I could float just fine. I just couldn't actually.
I could just lay there on my back.
I could just lay there on the back as long as the water wasn't too crazy. I could just lay there, float across the pool for like 30 minutes without any trouble.
That's me.
And
I
then
could
my
swim.
my freshman year, I took swim because that was a great experience.
Yeah, I'm a good swimmer. Honey.
I'm a great swimmer. I can swim the entire length underwater.
Damn. I could swim on top all the way underwater. Like I said, I could swim underwater.
I could
now,
swim
but I don't
6
know.
laps straight on top.
Jeez.
6 back
You're
and
probably
forth.
better than me, but I could swim.
I can dive still, or I could dive last year, but
I do some big old bombs, or what are they where you jump? Cannons?
cannonballs.
I could do cannonballs all day.
I could do cannonballs all day. I can also do you make your back as stiff as possible, and then you just fall back in. And it really stings, but it's fun.
Yes.
I don't know what it's actually called, but
I don't either.
Nile jumping or cliff jumping. They do it a lot in cliff jumping to make it real dramatic
Yes.
because they have to do a full rotation in the air.
I see them.
But it's just kind of funny. Like I did it one time with my back really stiff, and when I hit the water, I had so much momentum that my back was red for 2 days from jumping in the water backwards because I just fell back. It's called a fall back or a free fall. You push off right when you lean back until you start to fall, and then when you start to lose your feet, you push off the wall.
Yeah.
And it's just considered a fallback, I guess. Yeah, the person we were playing with got off.
Strikeout. Ball fun.
Yeah, so would you play DayZ with me? That's the survival game that we played earlier.
Daisy?
DayZ, that zombie
I
game?
got dizzy.
Oh, I think that was just a mixture of...
Maybe I'll have to try tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, I understand you don't play a lot of, like, first-person shooters
Oh,
now, but...
that gets me really.
It didn't used to get you, but... Because we used to play Call of Duty
Even
for
Call of Duty gets me now.
the old Call of Duty. Like, what was that?
Black Ops 3.
Black Ops 3.
But I tried playing. I have Call of Duties and I played the Cold War and I got dizzy too.
It might just because you're getting old.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you get old. You get vertigo is what they call it.
Yes.
Usually it goes away. It'll go away eventually.
Get
If
out.
you do it,
What
if
you
you do something long enough, it usually goes away. Okay, I gotta use the restroom real quick. Here, you can play if you want. That's Runway. She has a sniper and an assault rifle. The assault rifle is really slow shooting,
Yeah.
and the sniper rifle is both action. Do you normally keep your
I don't
bathroom
think
door?
that's very
Yeah.
Help me out.
Nobody's in it.
Okay. I have a lights on, so I believe there's somebody in there. I could be wrong, but you know.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the door close again, so. To your left. No. You want the headphones too?
They're out.
Open for business.
I need a hand.
I require aid.
Five lives left. Let's make them count.
Help me out.
I require aid. Enemy spotted.
Death approaches. Give me up.
Assist me.
Gosh, I can't even get a shot. I can't remember.
This
We
is
ran out of
the
time.
audio. And since I'm playing on PC, I don't have. It's all PC, so it's all low latency. Extremely low latency gamer.
Get out. What you put in.
I get a lot of PC gamers, even though I'm on controller. You didn't get a kill, did you? No, you didn't. You didn't get one kill, Chris. You got nothing. You got zeros across the board.
I need a hand.
Lethal out. Open for business.
I tried to no-scope him with my sniper rifle.
Enemy spotted.
Enemy spotted. Have you heard about my ammunition rewards program?
Assist me.
I need a hand.
Lethal out. Open for business. I need help.
We've got 5 reinforcements remaining. We only have 5 reinforcements remaining.
Lethal out.
I require aid.
I need a hand.
Lethal out.
Patience, please.
We're out of reinforcements. Lethal out. I require aid. Lucky I didn't turn you. Lucky I didn't turn you into a doll. No one of this.
Death approaches.
Enemies behind us. Open for business. Beauty is pain. Enemies spotted. You're fine.
Don't worry.
We're out of time.
Match point. Tighten up.
That means I didn't have to give my Warzone account either. Oh, I never got Warzone to work on my computer. Never mind. Well, I don't have to give it up. Since I figured out how to do it, because I'm guessing Blizzard has the same thing. Because I never got Blizzard downloaded on this computer, because I never got into Warzone again. Or Fortnite. Because I had 26 days in Warzone. 26 in-game days. Hell of a lot of playtime.
Help?
And that's without playing for 3 years.
Alright.
Or 3 years. Going on 3 years now.
Like, people of Call of Duty.
I gave up Call of Duty just because it got too much, like, pay to win. You pay to get a character.
By his instructor Roy Harris, who was influenced by his instructor Joe Morera, who was influenced by Francisco Mancini.
Here and help me out. I need help.
I'm 5 removed.
I need help. Enemies spotted. I need help.
You're not out of this yet.
Enemies spotted.
Get me up.
Please don't give up.